Okay, so just downloaded the newest version of OBS Studio, and today I'm going to be going over a protocol called VTP. This will branch over into CCNP studies, but it is imperative to know about VTP in everyday networking. So let me go over VTP as per Cisco Press book, and then go over some configurations on what VTP, then go over configurations of VTP from Boston NetSim. As the previous chapter demonstrated, VLAN configuration and trunking on a switch on a small group of switches is fairly intuitive. Campus network environments, however, usually consist of many interconnected switches. Configuring and managing a large number of switches, LANs and VLAN trunks quickly can get out of control. So Cisco has developed a method to manage VLANs across the campus network. The VLAN trunking protocol uses layer 2 trunk frames to communicate VLAN information among a group of switches. VTP manages the addition, deletion, and renaming of VLANs across the network from a central point of control. Any switch participating in the VTP exchange is aware of and can use any VLAN that the VTP manages. So we have VTP domains. VTP is organized into management domains, or areas that with common VLAN requirements. A switch can belong to only one VTP domain, sharing VLAN information with other switches in the domain. Switches in different VTP, no, what does it say? Oh, my apologies. Switches in different VTP domains, however, do not share VTP information. Switches in a VTP domain advertise several attributes to their domain neighbors. Each advertisement contains information about the VTP management domain, VTP revision number, known VLANs, and specific VLAN parameters. When a VLAN is added to a switch in the management domain, all the switches are notified of the new VLAN through VTP advertisement. In this way, all switches in the domain can prepare to receive traffic on their trunk ports using the new VLAN. So now we have 3 VTP modes. There's server mode, there is server mode, client mode, transparent mode, and off mode. And then you have VTP advertisements. You have summary advertisements, subset advertisements, and I believe that's it. There's one more. I'll find it when I get there. Subsequent. No. Okay, so now as for Boston NetSim, let's go over VTP. Hey, Cuba, ¿cómo está? Sienta.
No, check this one, I go bathroom.
Okay. Yo lo cuido. No te preocupes. Alright, and now we have VTP. So, what is the standalone lab? Learn to configure virtual LANs and VLAN trunking protocol on Cisco Catalyst 2950, which the 2950 is a layer 2 switch, the access switch, configuring the appropriate settings on switch 1 and switch 2. Okay. And we have lab topology. The topology diagram below represents net map in the simulator. So you have router 1 connected to frame relay to router 5. Router 2, this is relatively difficult. Let's see how it looks in the net map. Okay, we have router 2 to router 1 to router frame relay to router 5. Router 1 to router 3 and router 4. Router 1 connects to router 3 via serial interface, and router 3 connects to router 4 via serial interface. And we have router 1 to a distribution router, it appears. And this is an ether channel to another switch. And let's see what we have to do here. Let's go to the lab instructions. Remember, we're configuring VTP so that all these switches can have the same, the VLANs are propagated throughout the network. We have 4 PCs, correct? And this is the list of commands that help us out. Configure terminal, enable and exit host name, interface range fast Ethernet. IP address, subnet mask, no shutdown, ping, IP address, show running config, show VLAN, show VTP status, switch port mode, right? So we have access dynamic, auto, and desirable, and trunk. Switch port access VLAN ID assigns the VLAN for a port. VTP domain assigns the domain for VTP. VTP mode, client server transparent. Let me go over VTP modes real quick. And let me go over VTP client mode. Now, VTP clients do not allow the administrator to create, change, or delete any VLANs. I'll say it again. VTP clients do not allow the administrator to create, change, or delete any VLANs. Instead, they listen to VTP advertisements from other switches and modify their VLAN configuration accordingly. In effect, this is a passive listing mode. Receive VTP information is forwarded out trunk links to neighboring switches in the domain, so the switch also acts as a VTP relay.
Thank you, we.
Oh, siempre, hermano. And IP address and subset mask used in this lab are shown in the table below. Switch 1, switch 2, switch 1, VLAN 1, and VLAN 1 has an IP address associated with that VLAN. It is from the class A private IP address with a subnet mask of /24, or rather 255.255.255.255. And switch 2 is also on VLAN 1, the administrative VLAN. It has a different subnet mask. No, it has a different IP address for administrative purposes and subnet mask. And let's go down and configure the switches. The task involves configuring VLAN 1 on switch 1 and VLAN 2. Oh, my apologies. And switch 2. Configure switch 1 with the appropriate host name. Configure switch 1 with the appropriate host name. So we go here and we go here to switch 1 and configure it with the appropriate host name. You have to get into the global configuration mode. Type in configure terminal, and configure switch 1 for the appropriate host name. I believe it is host name, and then you change it to switch 1 and you hit enter. And now that I did that, I'm going to go to privileged exec mode, I believe it's called. Is that right? And then copy run start to copy that host name to the startup configuration file and non-volatile RAM. It's building configuration. Now it's okay. And now on switch 1, configure interface VLAN 1 with the appropriate IP address and subnet mask. Refers to the IP address table. Interface VLAN 1. So how do I configure interface VLAN 1? Let's go to the cheat sheet right here. Interface VLAN 1. And you know what? VLAN, and I think it's VLAN ID. Creates a VLAN. Search for interface range. Okay, it's VLAN interface VLAN 1. So VLAN ID. So if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to go back into global configuration mode by typing in configure terminal, and I'm going to type in VLAN 1. Correct? Alright, VLAN 1, and I hit enter. Yes, now I'm in interface VLAN 1, and I have to see what they want me to do because I completely forgot. And the appropriate IP address and subnet mask refers to IP address. Okay, so the appropriate IP address. So I'm gonna type in IP address 10.1.1.1.1. 255.255.255.0. That's going to be interface VLAN 1, and I think it's that, right? Oh, no, that's not it. Okay, no, that's not it. IP address, and then IP address and then subnet mask assigns IP address to an interface. I believe it is IP address 10.1.1.1. And something's going bumping tonight. I have to figure out what's going on. Okay, well, I have to figure out what's going on before I continue, and I'll be back some other time to figure out what is causing the conflict that is not allowing it to accept this particular command of IP address 10.1.1.1. But what did we cover so far? We covered a multitude of things. We covered to create a VLAN. You would type in VLAN 1. We also covered information about VLAN Trunking Protocol and how it's going to propagate VLAN information given a topology. So if you have a topology with multiple switches, say 4 switches, that the VLAN Trunking Protocol will trunk the VLAN information to each switch. And that's what I'm going to go over for today. I just want to keep in contact with the subscribers to this channel. It's very much appreciative that you are taking the time out of your day, and I'm dedicating that time to you to give you updates on Cisco, and of course, if apparently high-level jobs, just to digress, but high-level jobs, they're taking all seniors. They want only seniors. So if you want to get the practice of configuring a router, just contact me, and we'll set up something where you can use the get under the hood of the car, so to speak, and using that as an analogy, getting your hands dirty, or getting under the hood of the car to get experience with configuring Cisco routers and switches to land a high-paying job on the NOC, or Network Operating Center. And this is Will the Computer Man signing off. Love, peace, and a little bit of hair grease. You take care.